Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me for this edition of the Raw reviews. So today, I want to make things pretty clear that today's Raw was actually, it was alright. It was definitely a lot better because now we've got crowds. We have people from the NXT roster acting as fans. So that made it a little bit more enjoyable. So the show started off with the Kevin Owens Show, and the special guest was Asuka, and out would come out Natalya and Charlotte and Nia, and would have a big ass brawl. Yep, so they had a big brawl, which led to later on. And the first matchup was Apollo Crews taking on Andrade for the United States Championship. And Apollo Crews becomes the new United States Champion. I am so happy for Apollo, man. I'm very happy for him. Andrade's title run was honestly not all that great. His title run really wasn't all that great. And more importantly, he should have been stripped of the title 3 months ago. So the fact that this guy got away with being champion for this long is very disgraceful. Look, I don't have a problem with Andrade as a wrestler, but what he did in real life really should have caused him to lose that championship. It happens to everybody else, but apparently Mr. Andrade didn't get the memo. But it's over. Andrade's 151-day reign as the United States Champion has come to an end. Yes, that's how long he was champion for. I actually had to look it up to find out how long he was champion for. He was champion for 151 days. That's a long time for someone who didn't do a lot with it, especially since he got suspended. But anyway, congratulations to Apollo Crews. A great victory for him. Then we had the Iconics. They came out. They discussed the whole thing that happened last week. And there's no breakup coming for the Iconics, which is good news. So then the Iconics would go ahead and talk about how their first title run was how they talked about their first title run and how they never really got a chance to defend them, and how they thought it was wrong that they were pushed aside for everybody else, including the company's favorite blonde, Alexa. So, and I loved that quote. I loved that. I thought that was a really nice truth Peyton Royce dropped there, and Alexa Bliss and Nikki would come out and say what they had to say. Nikki Cross, whatever. She had a good promo, whatever. I don't really like Nikki Cross all that much the way she is. I would just prefer Nikki Cross as a psychotic. I just prefer her as a psychotic nut job, to be perfectly honest. I can't really get into Nikki Cross the way she is. So then the Iconics would attack them. And Drew McIntyre was on MVP's VIP lounge, and this is an interesting thing I actually want to talk about here. That MVP before he did his MVP VIP lounge, Lana would walk up to him and she would want to talk to him, and he would decline the talk. He would decline to talk, and he would walk away from her. And then come after he got Claymored, Lana would approach him again. Would approach him again with Bobby Lashley this time. Bobby Lashley was there with him this time. So Lana would approach him again and try to give sympathy to MVP by saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry to what happened to you." Like she had an ice pack She was gonna give him like an ice pack and stuff like that. You know, Lana came off all right, I guess. She played her role, and MVP, you know, shoved her off again, and he would put the blame on her for what happened, what has been going on, what's been happening to Bobby Lashley for the last year. MVP put the blame on her for how Bobby Lashley has been treated, and he's all been saying to her, he's been saying to her, oh look, like this is Bobby Lashley's. Well, MVP needs to correct himself. This is Bobby Lashley's second attempt at the WWE Championship, because he versed John Cena at the Great American Bash one year. So MVP said it's his first opportunity, but really it's his second opportunity at the WWE Championship. But he said this is your husband's chance to become WWE Champion and all that stuff. And he was belittling Lana and all that stuff. So I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'm thinking it's probably going to happen, but this is just a big bold guess. Lana is going to screw Bobby Lashley at Money in the Bank. That's my prediction. My prediction, Lana is going to cost Bobby Lashley the WWE Championship. I think Lana is on the verge of turning face. But my big question is, what do you do with Lana? What do you do with her once this whole situation is over? Well, I'd make her a wrestler. I know people don't really like Lana as a wrestler when she's in the ring, but to be perfectly honest with you, why not? You need more people in your division. So what I would do is I'd just have Lana on main event. I'd have her on main event every week. Just put her up against Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott, whoever you've got on the roster. Have her wrestle on main event. Because that will help her improve in the ring. Look what happened to Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke wasn't all that great, and Dana Brooke wrestled on main event so many times, Dana Brooke got better. Dana Brooke improved so much competing on main event. So if you have Lana compete on WWE main event, she'll get better. She'll get better in the ring, and people will see the growth that she's been given. And I think Lana's more tolerable as a babyface. Now, I know some people may think, well, what if Rusev comes back? That I highly doubt. That I really heavily doubt that will happen. I really doubt that would happen, to be fair. Because, here's the thing. It would... I won't lie to you, that would probably be the only way she'd stay relevant, is that if they got Rusev back. But I highly doubt that will happen. I highly doubt they'll bring back Rusev. So I think what I said is probably what's going to happen. She's probably going to become a wrestler, and she'll probably just lose a whole bunch of matches. Like I said, just chuck her on main event and have her wrestle on main event. She doesn't have to win the matches. You can just have her lose them all. You can have her lose some of them. Hell, you can even call upon her to play. You can even call upon her to come on Raw and get crushed by Nia Jax every once in a while. And you could just call upon Lana to play the role of a jobber and just get her ass kicked by everybody. At least it's something to do. At least it's something to do. At least it will give her at least something to do. My third idea was to probably pair her up with Liv Morgan, but I doubt that will happen either, as well. So I think just going with my idea of just having her wrestle on main event would be a good idea, because at least it would get her on TV. Well, it wouldn't get her on TV. Main event's not really on TV, but you know what I mean. At least it would have her do something. At least she'd be able to do something. That's just me. So then we had Angel Garza versus Kevin Owens. I really wasn't paying too much attention to this. Angel Garza got the win. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool seeing Kevin Owens put over Angel Garza. Seeing Angel Garza pin a former Universal Champion. And we had the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits playing golf. To be perfectly honest, I really didn't care about all that. Murphy and Austin Theory would take on Aleister Black and Humberto Carrillo. And Theory and Murphy would get the win. Theory would pin Humberto Carrillo. And then we had possibly the best match of the night. Yes. Yes. I cannot believe I'm saying a match involving Nia Jax was the best thing about this show. Nia Jax, Natalya and Charlotte's triple threat was the best match on this show. You would think that would make me vomit. Me saying a Nia Jax match was the best part of the show. To be perfectly honest, I don't really have any kind of problems with Nia Jax. I've got nothing against her. She's not all that great in the ring, yes. But it was an alright match. Charlotte is one of the best wrestlers, one of the best. She's not on Sasha Banks' level, but Charlotte is one of the best wrestlers. She's great in the ring, and Natalya's great. Charlotte and Natalya are great. Nia is at least average to decent. So yeah, you can understand why this match turned out to be great. Nia Jax ended up winning, which was the right decision. Crazy to think, huh? Crazy to think, saying Nia Jax winning a match made sense. And the only reason why it made sense is because of what happened last week. With Nia Jax attacking Kairi Sane. And also, I want to talk about Charlotte here for a second here. People are complaining, and yes, I understand, but I want to say this. People are complaining that Charlotte Flair is on all three shows. She's on Raw, she's on SmackDown, and she's on NXT. Because she's wrestling on three shows, people are sick and tired of seeing her. And look, I get it, okay? I understand. I love Charlotte to death. And I understand why you are frustrated. But my question is to you guys, if this was anybody else, if this was Sasha Banks, if this was Becky Lynch, if this was Bayley, if this was Alexa Bliss, if this was Shayna Baszler, if this was Ronda Rousey, if it was anybody else, would you still complain if those wrestlers were on the shows, were on all three shows? That's my question to you guys. And look, WWE is not doing Charlotte any favors, to be perfectly honest. I more feel bad for Charlotte. Because she's not saying anything. Charlotte should be telling Vince, hey, I'm the NXT Women's Champion. I should be on one show. I shouldn't be on all three shows. I more feel bad for Charlotte because WWE isn't doing her any favors. They're overexposing her. They're making people... They are making people hate her. And I think that's not fair. I don't think that's fair on WWE's part to make fans hate, just force the fans to hate her. Charlotte is likable. Charlotte is so much better as a babyface. If you turn her babyface and keep her on one show only, people would still hate Charlotte, but at least she's not on bloody 3 shows a week. She's on 3 shows a week, and I can understand that. I can understand why you're frustrated. I'm not a fan of it either. But I'm telling you guys the honest truth. If this was anybody else, would you not like her? If it was Sasha Banks, if it was Bayley, if it was Becky, if it was Shayna, if it was Ronda, if it was anybody else, even Alexa, if it was anybody else that did the exact same thing as Charlotte, would you hate it? That's me in response of defending Charlotte, but also I am telling you guys I agree, but I've also got a defense idea for everybody else. Charlotte is was one of the best in the world. One of the best, in my opinion. Not as good as Sasha Banks, but she's up there in my opinion. So yeah, Nia Jax won the triple threat. And I'm going to say this. I wish Charlotte Flair was the one that got pinned. Now, someone raised an argument with me that if Charlotte Flair was pinned in that triple threat, it would have hurt her and it would have hurt the NXT Women's Championship. I mean, it's Charlotte Flair. It's Charlotte Flair. How does Charlotte Flair losing a match damage her credibility? Charlotte Flair, as much as I love Charlotte, Charlotte is one of the most invincible females on the roster. She wins more than she loses. How the hell can you tell me Charlotte Flair losing a match just because she's the NXT Women's Champion and saying her taking the pin is going to hurt her credibility and the credibility of the NXT Women's Championship? It doesn't. It's Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair losing a match is like, it would do nothing to her. It would do absolutely zero to her. Nothing. It wouldn't hurt Charlotte's credibility. It wouldn't hurt her credibility as a champion. It's Charlotte Flair. She can afford a loss. She can afford to eat a pin. But no, apparently because she's champion, that's what will hurt her the most. It's Charlotte Flair. Nothing hurts that woman. Nothing hurts that woman. You could have her lose in 5 seconds. You could have her lose you could have her get squashed in about in under a minute, and it still wouldn't hurt Charlotte. So I have to disagree with that argument that if Charlotte Flair took the pin, I think Nia really should have pinned Charlotte, in my personal opinion, because I think Nia pinning Charlotte would have been better. But they had her pin Nia. That they had Nia pin Natalya. Which I understood that was why Natalya was there, but I thought it would have been cool if they had Nia pin Charlotte. Because Nia pinning Charlotte, it would do nothing to Charlotte. So then we had the Street Profits take on Bobby Lashley and MVP. Street Profits would win by disqualification. And then we'd have a brawl with Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley at the end. And yeah, you guys know the deal about these brawls at the end. Didn't really care about it, to be honest. And that's my opinions on Monday Night Raw. That's my opinions on Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I've really got for you guys. Hit that thumbs up, comment down below, and make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. And I'll see you all next time.